You know what? Fine. What is going on, guys? HaVoC here, I'm back with another video, and today... But sorry, I cannot give you an entire episode echoed. Today we're going to be talking about 20 cards that were supposed to be in Clash Royale, but were never added. Now, some of you might remember this video from like 2 years ago when I did 15 cards that were supposed to be added, and I kind of wanted to update the list and add more to it. I also want to mention that I just made a fresh batch of pixels. Yeah, pixels. But I kind of made too much. And if you guys want to slice, you just gotta like the video and comment down below what kind of pixel you want. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The Charger. By the looks of the design and a literal picture of a regular bowler from Clash of Clans on the right side, it's safe to say that this was going to be a bowler inspired card. Basically, by the description of the card, or at least what we can see from this picture, it had a long range dash, but after its helmet broke, it would not dash again, and I assume it would just attack like a regular troop. It was probably a medium sized tank as well, maybe similar stats to a Goblin Giant or a Knights. I have no idea about the elixir cost though, but I would probably guess about 5 to 7 elixir. Other than it dashing and attacking, we don't really know much about this card. And to be honest, it probably inspired the making of the Bandits, Battle Ram, and maybe even the Mega Knight. You never know. The portal spell. This one would let you place a portal on one side of the arena and another one would open on the other side, and troops would walk into it and be transported to the other side of the portal. Now, I'm not saying this would have broken the game, but yeah, in today's meta, Jesus Christ, half the community would have a heart attack. So no thank you. The Gunner. As you can already tell, the card was supposed to be a prince, but instead of a pony and a lance, he walked around on foot and actually shot his enemies with 2 pistols simultaneously. This would have been cool, and it actually reminds me of Colt and Brawl Stars. Unfortunately though, like some of these cards on this list, he did not make the cut. The Hologram Tower. Now this one has to be one of my favorites here because it's so different and unique. The card basically cloned a tower and fooled the enemies into thinking it was a real one, thus the name Hologram Tower, because the tower was simply a hologram of a tower, aka it was fake. This would have been so cool, but something tells me it could have been just too OP, it didn't have a purpose in the game over regular buildings, or maybe Supercell just didn't like it, and that's it. The Barbarian Launcher. This is pretty much self-explanatory and crazy to think of, like, why? Why would you launch a barbarian across the arena? This card was also tested as a cannon that shot barbarians, which is even crazier. They claimed the reason that this never became a thing was because it never led to many interesting situations.
We had it going for a while, but I think we just sort of paused on it because we found cooler cards that could actually work a lot better.
Yeah, they didn't lead to sort of many interesting situations, I guess.
Right.
The Prison Goblin. Yes, theoretically this was added, right? In fact, Supercell confirmed that the Prison Goblin from the Clash-O-Rama series actually inspired the making of the Goblin Cage. But here's where things get weird. Why would Supercell say they killed a card months before actually releasing it? Okay, let's say they changed their mind and it still got added. Okay, we can forget about it on this video. But in my opinion, I feel like the Prison Goblin was supposed to be something completely different, not a goblin in a cage. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Did they just change their mind, or was this card supposed to be something completely different? The Ice Wizard Tower. Ah, yes, this one. If you didn't know, the bomb tower was supposed to be the Ice Wizard Tower. Whoa. Supercell confirmed it was supposed to be the first legendary building, but games were just so slow because this tower slowed everything down. They wanted a fast-paced game, and at the time this was 2016, so yeah, they obviously had to go with the bomb tower. The Gift Spell. This card would have gave you a random card. That's it. Yeah, this is awkward because I don't have nothing else to say. Like, it literally just gave you a random card. It was kind of like the question cube from Mario. Just didn't know what to expect. And pow, random cards you probably didn't want, or maybe you needed. I don't know. The Mega PEKKA. A third PEKKA? No way. Well, actually, yes way. This was supposed to be the biggest and baddest PEKKA we had ever had. There's no specific description to this one though, because Supercell said there were 3 versions of the Super PEKKA. The first one had infinite damage, and it had low health. The second concept was a bigger PEKKA that would spawn a mini PEKKA at death. And the final concept was a huge PEKKA that would not get distracted, just like a royal giant. Clearly, all of these sound a bit too absurd, so it's no surprise that none of them made the cuts, but still cool, you know? The Bear Trap. This card was never confirmed, but it was leaked once, and there was even an in-game animation for it. We don't have much information about it, except that, well, it was a bear trap. You know, simple as that. It would have been the first trap in Clash Royale. As of today though, they have never mentioned it, and it's still a huge mystery. The Chain Tesla. Now I know what you're thinking, a Tesla that would have done chain attacks, and you're exactly right. But you're also probably thinking that, hey, doesn't the Electro Wizard do that? Doesn't the Electro Dragon do that? Yes, they do. The only thing here is that the Chain Tesla was before all of that, okay? So when Supercell was trying to add a Chain Tesla in the game, the Electro Dragon and the Electro Wizard did not exist. So maybe it inspired those 2 cards. The Elixir Monster. Now Supercell never said this wasn't coming to the game, but they also didn't say that it was. It was for a April Fool's joke. But don't take my word for it, you know. It was an elixir blob that when destroyed, it would split into 2, like a golem, and if you left it unattended, those 2 elixir blobs would turn into 2 full-size ones. Now, what did they do? I don't really know, but that's all I know. Supercell also stated that this was going to be a new rarity. The Wolf Rider. Yes, I know I'll probably get hate for this one because it's technically in the game already, but I wanted to include it anyways because it's so cool to see the Ram Rider's initial design. It was just so different. It was basically going to be a archer, and as we can see on the left side, it was going to be riding a wolf. When you dropped it, it would ride the wolf and shoot the tower with her bow and arrow. This card ended up inspiring the making of the Ram Rider and later on the Giant Goblin. So yeah, even though we kind of already have this card, it's crazy to think or actually see the initial Ram Rider's design and how it inspired 2 cards. The Butterfly Spell. This spell was supposed to distract troops by having small butterflies spawn in a specific area. It never actually made it to the final stages, but it actually inspired the Tornado. Yes, the Tornado. The Dark Mirror. I'm sure you guys have heard of this one before as well, but this was supposed to mirror the opponent's last played card. Yeah, that's it. Now it sounds rather simple, but the reason it was scrapped was due to Supercell having a hard time getting the mirror to mirror the right card.
So for example, I'm playing a princess and then immediately play Ice Spirit.
Yeah.
You know, which one is it gonna mirror first? I think there is potential. We just got to figure out a way, hypothetically, to make it work a little bit better. You know, we sort of are sitting on it, hypothetically.
The Trojan Horse. People also mention this one a lot. HaVoC. This ended up being the battle ram. Duh. Well, listen, yes, it looks like it did, but this card was so different and everyone has their own opinions. So let me explain what it actually did. It was going to be a literal huge Trojan horse that moved across the arena, and when it got to where it was supposed to go, it would open a little door and spawn troops. Yes, it sounds like the battle ram because it does carry troops and drop them once destroyed. But if you think about it, and if you look at videos about Trojan horses, there's a clear distinction between these two. Like, they're so different, you know? And in my opinion, this could have been a really cool card and is not directly like the battle ram. The Elite Barbarian Hut. This one already sounds crazy, but yeah, don't worry, we aren't gonna get it. Calm down. Supercell just tried a lot of huts for a lot of cards, and apparently this was one of them that they mentioned. This was more of a let's try this sort of thing, so it never really made the cut. In fact, it never even got close to being added to the game, so yeah, don't worry, the Ghost. I know what you're thinking, we already have a Ghost HaVoC. What you talking about, huh? In my last video, people went nuts because I mentioned the Ghost, and then the Ghost got added shortly after. Listen here, I know the Ghost was added, but this one was different. This version of the Ghost actually ended up inspiring the making of the Bandit. How? I have no clue, but that's what Supercell said. Besides it inspiring the Bandit and all that, this one looked different, and it looks like it did direct hit damage instead of a small splash radius like the Ghost. The Ice Spirit Hut. Basically, the hut would have spawned ice spirits, simply like a furnace spawns fire spirits. The Dragon. At one point in 2016, this was all people talked about. Where's the dragon? You know, the regular dragon from Clash of Clans. The simple answer is there is none, and there will never be. The baby dragon's design was Supercell's attempt to add a dragon, because when they tried to add a regular dragon, it was visually just too big compared to other troops, and it just didn't look right. So the baby dragon made its way in and was the normal dragon. So guys, I think that should be it. That is 20 cards that were supposed to be in Clash Royale, but never made the cut. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a gaming out. Peace.